Oh, boy! Yes! Showtime! Woo! 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 Silent and profiling. Woo! It's live and in color. Woo!
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am Tommy. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell because I always forget to tell you. And yes, little Groundhog Day opening there. I was trying to get all the bells and whistles before I went live, and I'm like trying to rush for everything. And yeah, I came out like the Buffalo Bills last week, a little sloppy, but I got it together. All right. So by the way, Keon Coleman was asked about this matchup versus the Miami Dolphins.
Not at all, bro. Not at all.
Were you worried? Basically, was he worried? Is he worried about playing the Miami Dolphins?
Not at all, bro. Not at all.
Oh, good Lord, man. So what's up, folks? Man, what is up, Bills Mafia? We are here, Thursday Night Football, and yeah, woo! Man, week 2, prime time, quick turnaround in Miami. Y'all ready for this? Are y'all ready for this, man? This is going to be a war, right? Like I always said, man, when we play the Dolphins, man, it is a war, man. Let's see. Y'all want more flair? I'll give you more flair.
It's not going to be any picnic, brother. It's going to be a war.
Yeah. You know it. Listen, man, the Miami Dolphins are a good team. They are a good team. But the Buffalo Bills are simply better. And we've proven that. And listen, I'm not a smack. I don't talk smack. That's not what I do. But the facts are the facts. The Buffalo Bills have owned the Miami Dolphins since Josh Allen has taken over quarterback. It's not even close, right? Until they can prove that they can, beat the Buffalo Bills, own the Buffalo Bills, I will always put my money on the Buffalo Bills to beat the Miami Dolphins. This is the way it goes. And not only that, y'all know the Bills Mafia travels very well. So Hard Rock Stadium, it's like half Bills Mafia in there. I'm telling y'all, listen to the crowd tonight. You're going to hear a shit ton of Bills Mafia rocking that joint, man. I'm telling y'all right now. Let's see here. Scott coming. Let me get to some of your chats real quick. Nervous a tad. D-line needs to dominate. Yeah, man. Listen, man. I'm not nervous, man. Look, here it goes, man. Like if we play Buffalo Bills football, we play it right. We don't come out sloppy like we did last week with some boneheaded mistakes, careless turnovers, penalties. We'll be all right. Honestly, we'll be all right. So I'm not overly concerned. I'll tell you what, though, our safeties are going to get a huge test tonight. Huge test. We're going to really know what Damar Hamlin's all about. If he's really ready to take over that spot. We'll see. Same with Taylor Rapp. I'll be honest with you guys as well. Same with Taylor Rapp. Can those two communicate well tonight? That's the key. Big time key. Also, Cam Lewis in that nickel spot. Man, Cam Lewis, man, we need you to perform like you did last week when you came in for Teron Johnson. We have to have that. By the way, let's pop up the injury report real quick so y'all know the inactives, actually, not injury report, inactive. So Here's the inactive right now. Obviously, Teron Johnson's not playing. Joe Andreessen's not playing. I cannot pronounce. I butcher this guy's name. I'm just going to say EU is not playing. Javon Solomon, another week where he's not playing. Ryan Van Denmark not playing. And Dwayne Smoot, another week without Smoot. Yeah, sucks, man. I would love to have Smoot on the team. Also, Solomon as well. We need to get after Tua tonight. Pressure, 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 pressure. We need to play physical tonight. We cannot let these receivers just we can't just give them a bunch of space. You got to play physical at the line. You have to. You have to disrupt Miami Dolphins timing. They are a timing-based offense. How do you disrupt that? You play physical. You got to play physical with the receivers. You get after Tua. You make him throw the ball a little early, a little late, right? Have him scramble out. Get physical with the receivers. I'm telling y'all, that's how you beat this team. If you play a soft zone, they're gonna shred you the fuck apart. That's just the facts. They got too much speed. By the way, Achane is playing tonight, so they got their running back with the speed. He is in the game. Their other running back, Mostert, is not. He's not playing. So, but they still got one, and he is a handful. So the Bills defense today, I got to tell you, man, stay in your lanes. Don't get caught up. Miami likes to do a lot of motions, they got a big ass playbook, boy. They have a big playbook with a lot of different looks, a lot of different disguises that could really fool a defense. So I got to say, too, this is a big game for Bobby Babich. Big game for Bobby Babich, right? He better be on his A game because I got to say, last week for the first half against Arizona, not so hot. Now, what I liked about Babich, or at least maybe it was a little co-team there between him and McDermott, is they adjusted at halftime. And as you guys saw, that Buffalo Bills defense in the second half, way different. They held Arizona to 3 points, right? If it wasn't for the stupid kick return for a touchdown, Buffalo Bills defense shut Arizona down in the second half. It was beautiful. Love to watch it. But you don't want to get down. You don't want to get down early to Miami Dolphins. You don't want to do that because they will score quick on you too. Don't want to do that. And you also don't want to make mistakes on offense while your defense is giving up points. Like, listen, man, if it's going to be a shootout, fine. It is what it is. But the offense better be smoking hot. I'm talking about our offense. Josh Allen, they better be on their A game if the Buffalo Bills defense cannot contain those receivers in that running back. Let's see. I'm going to get to your chats right now. I hope they play Elam. Doubtful, man. Maybe. But I thought last week Christian Benford and Douglas held it down for the most part. But you might see him in there. Jason Thomas, Josh has to be the show pass and encourage Samuel to play. Yeah, you know what though? I think I'll be honest with you. I think Curtis Samuel wasn't used to his full potential last week because of that turf toe, man. A lot of people aren't talking about it, but I'm gonna talk about it. I think really, man, they're kind of easing him back, bro. I still think it's bothering him a little bit. That is a tough injury. Like that is a painful injury. And he's playing through it. But I kind of feel like that's why he was limited in his, in what they were doing with him last week. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Maybe it just wasn't his day for him. But I would think you would see a little bit better performance today from Curtis Samuel, but maybe not. It is a quick turnaround. Just throwing that out there as well. Tonight, man, like if I were to guess, the guys that I feel like can perform tonight at a high level versus that Dolphins defense as far as receivers go, I think Kincaid's going to have a bounce back game, from what you saw last week, which was not a lot. It wasn't his fault. It was just the way the offense was moving. But I think Kincaid's going to have a good game tonight. And I think Khalil Shakir is going to have another a good game like he did last week. I could actually see a touchdown from Khalil Shakir again this week. And Keon Coleman. I think Keon Coleman, and I told you all last week, I had him for 100 yards and a touchdown. He had a little over 50. He almost had a touchdown. And that was really on Josh. I could definitely see him having a repeat performance, but maybe even better. So maybe 75 yards, possibly a touchdown. So look for those three, okay? Shakir, Kincaid, Coleman to have big games tonight. And also, I think James Cook will have another decent performance. I could see James Cook going for about 75. So yeah, definitely. And I have no idea why I jumped off screen. Yo, by the way, if it's ever clunky, guys, or I disappear or something happens, let me know, because we're on a new streaming service, or we're on an old streaming service we used to use. We jumped over to a new one, then we jumped back to this one. So if for some reason I disappear, or it's choppy, let me know so I can refresh everything, okay? Because I look fine on my end, but y'all know, right? Y'all will tell me what to do with. So let's see. I'm getting to some of your comments, and I apologize if I haven't gotten to many. This is Mikey's job, right? Mikey's the one that does the comments. I'm the one that just talks my ass off, right? So I'm doing both right now. So Roy, I'm not as high on Coleman as others. Listen, Roy, everyone has their opinion. I get it, but I've been on the Coleman train since day one, before anyone really. I'll be honest with you. Like I said, I did the video way before the draft on why the Buffalo Bills should draft Keon Coleman. Obviously, I am sold on Keon Coleman. So yeah, I disagree with you on that, but I understand where you're going. But I think Keon Coleman, like I said right before the season started with Mikey, I think you're going to see him progress as the season goes on. You're going to see him get better and better. You're going to see the game slow down more. You're going to see Josh Allen trusting him more. So it's not going to be like out the gate where Keon Coleman is just like, on top of 100-yard games, touchdowns, multiple times. It's just not going to happen right away like that. I think we're going to have to be a little bit patient with Keon Coleman. And I think at the end of the day, like when we look back a couple years from now, we're going to be like, that was a great draft pick. That's my opinion. Now, of course, we could be wrong, but look, Marvin Harrison Jr., we all know Marvin Harrison Jr. I think we all can agree he was the best receiver coming out of the draft, right? Without a doubt. And I still think Marvin Harrison Jr. is the best receiver went out of the draft. But look what happened week one. It's not like he shined week one. Some of these guys take a little time to get familiar with the quarterback. Same thing with Arizona, really. If you go look, they didn't play preseason together, right? Like Marvin Harrison and Kyle Murray. Same thing with Josh. Josh and Keon Coleman really didn't have any much reps together in preseason. So we got to also take that in factor. And they're rookies. Okay. So I would say let's just watch Keon Coleman grow as a Buffalo Bill, see what he does as a receiver. But I think you're going to be, like I said, I think you're going to be happy with Keon Coleman, a couple years from now. You're going to be like, that was a great pick. That's just my opinion. But it may take, like I said, a couple years for Keon Coleman to actually get where we all want him to be. But he's a good kid. And I'm excited for him to have. I'm glad that Eric Moles, man, the best receiver ever on the Buffalo Bills, in my opinion. Obviously, people can debate with Andre Reed. I get that. But I'm just going Eric Moles. So let's get to this, man. Let's get to the three. I always told you guys, I'll always give you the big three, right? The big three. So let's get to it now. So we got the three key matchups. Oh, y'all want to see the uniforms? Let's see. I'll show you quick the uniforms tonight. So here's your uniforms wearing tonight. In case y'all want to know, white helmet, white jersey, blue pants. That is what we're rocking tonight. I think it's a clean uniform, man. I like that. I really do, man. I rock with that. I hope eventually they bring back the red helmet, but I like that. I like the uniforms, man. It's clean, nice, man. White helmets. I'm good with it. So let's get to the big three, man. Let me get that on the screen real quick. All right, here we go. All right, three keys to a Bills victory, man. So let's go. Let's start. By the way, shout out to Bills Wire for creating the article. And by the way, if you guys have any keys to victory, go ahead and put it in the chat, man. I'll put it up on the screen. Got no problem with that. Speed kills. Don't let it. That's what I said in the very beginning of this podcast, right? Right? I told y'all. You got to be physical with the receivers, man. Throw them off their timing. Anyways, let me go through this. The Bills know how much speed the Dolphins offense has. At the top of the list are wide receivers Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Buffalo's defense will be without nickel cornerback Teron Johnson, forearm, and Cam Lewis is likely to start again. Lewis filled in well in the opener against the Cardinals, but this is a much bigger test. The new look safety tandem of Taylor Rapp and Damar Hamlin have to be ready too. What did I say? I haven't even read this, and this is exactly what I told you guys from the start of the podcast, what the Buffalo Bills need to do, and the guys that are going to be tested in this game. And we're going to find out mighty quick if these guys are guys that we can rely on moving forward as a starter. Damar Hamlin, Cam Lewis in replace of Teron Johnson. I think I have more faith in Cam than Damar. We will find out. I thought Damar did fine last week or Sunday, 4 days ago. But I also don't think he was unbelievable at the same time. Let's see how this goes moving forward, but tonight is the big test. Cam Lewis, yes, he will have a test tonight as well. But I think those two safeties are the ones to watch, man. How they communicate. Will they be in the right spot? Will Rapp hurt another Buffalo Bills player? Right? Oh my God. And in case you guys missed it, Keon Coleman was asked if he was worried about playing the Miami Dolphins tonight.
Not at all, bro. Not at all. Not at all, bro. Not at all.
Yo, I love it, man. I love it. Let's get to some of your chats real quick. Moon's Family Fishing. 2 tight ends, one running back creates matchups. Kincaid will have a big game. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I think Kincaid has a bounce back game. I do. I think the first week. What's up, Beth? Glad to have you in the building. I just think it just wasn't in the cards for Kincaid week 1. I thought the offense was kind of finding themselves, right? And that's what I was worried about week 1 kind of with you guys. I told you guys that was my main concern because this team generally starts slow on week 1. Of course, we've had some of our games like the Rams game where we started on fire. But for the most part, even with some of the wins, they weren't pretty. They were slow scoring, kind of clunky, like just penalties, finding our way, finding the rhythm on offense. And I thought this game, I will say this, the ball moved well, but we had the penalties and the turnover, which is typical week 1, kind of like rusting away, I think that's knocked off now. I think obviously it better be. Now we're 4 days into it. It kind of sucks the turnaround, but I feel like the offense now is got a game in their right? Got a game in their pocket, right? Now they're understanding what Joe Brady wants, right? A little bit more about what Joe Brady wants. I think Josh Allen's understanding more. If you see after the turnover by Josh Allen, the fumble, where that was totally on Josh Allen, right? 100%. I don't think anyone can say it wasn't on Josh Allen, okay? Held the ball way too long, right? All quarterbacks have a clock in their head, right? They know when to either take off or get rid of the damn ball. He doesn't have that clock all the time. And we love him for that at times because he extends plays and gives his receivers a chance to get open. But guess what? There was a receiver open. He didn't see him. He missed him. And then he got sacked and then he fumbled. Can't have that. But after that play, you didn't see that again, right? Josh Allen was taking what the defense was giving him. He was going to any receiver that was open, right? So that's why the ball got moved around so much last week. And I feel like that is going to be the case week after week. Joe Brady wasn't lying. And I was worried about that in a way, that going to the season, a lot of coaches will tell you one thing and we wind up doing another, right? Or they tell you one thing and it doesn't work out, right? Like, for instance, 12 personnel last year under Ken Dorsey was a failure. It was terrible. Y'all know this, right? We went away from that shit. We played much better. Not 12 personnel, right? It was just not good. So that was my concern. It should be everyone's concern, right? But I felt like the offense moved well, except for the stupid fumble and the penalties. Clean that up, that is. We could have had over 40 points last week. Easily. Now, the defense got off to a slow start too, but I still feel like offensively, we weren't that bad last week. We just made some stupid mistakes early on that cost us points. So let's see what we do tonight. If it's the same routine, which is move the ball, everybody gets to eat. We run the ball more. I like this. I like what I'm seeing from this offense. I really am. And I think, I know the offensive line is enjoying finally getting to run block more, because offensive linemen like to run, believe it or not, they like to run block more than they like to pass block. So, and we just didn't run the ball a lot under Dable. We didn't run the ball a lot under Ken Dorsey. I think they're starting to enjoy this. You saw it last year when Joe Brady took over. Cook started to run the ball more. And the offensive line was like, oh, yeah. Okay. Let's do this. So I believe you're going to see that more. And that's why James Cook thrived last year. I mean, these are just facts. All right, let's get to some of your chats. I'm sorry that I am missing them. Roy, hoping Brady learned a lesson last week by calling so many run plays on first down. Arizona knew it was coming and started to use run blitzes. Yes, I agree with that. That I will go with, Roy. Like, dude, you got to be a little bit more creative on first downs. Like, you can't be showing the same look every series, right? Because the defense eventually will catch on, and that's exactly what Arizona did. You can't be predictable, right? The NFL, you just can't do it. You cannot be predictable. I'll give you a prime example. Last week, I'm watching Michigan versus Texas. I'm not a Michigan fan, right? Even though I live in Detroit, but I'll root for them. I'll cheer for them. I'm a Hurricanes fan. Y'all know that. It's all about the U. But I'll cheer for them. They're like my second team in college, right? I'll go for Michigan. But boy, they got worked. But anyways, there was a series in that drive. It was a fourth down. And they have a backup quarterback who they always use. I forget his name. But primarily, he's there to rush the ball. He's going to run the ball. Anytime he's in there, he's going to do RPO, and he's going to keep the ball, and it's going to go right up the middle. And they do it every time, right? It's no secret. Texas sees it. They call timeout. So instead of Michigan going, all right, you know what? They probably know what we're doing here. What do? They go out and they run the play they're going to run before the timeout. And what happens? They get stuffed. They don't pick up the first down. You can't be predictable. You cannot be predictable. Good defensive coordinators will catch on and they will fuck you up really quick. So, Joe Brady, learn your lesson. I hope he did. And he's a smart guy. I'm sure he did. I'm sure he watches plenty of film, right? It's their job. And I hope he understands that you cannot be so predictable on first down and just run the ball every single time on first down. Like, you got to start switching it up a little bit. So, yeah, and I think I think he will do that tonight. I don't think you'll see as much predictable runs on first down. That's just my opinion. We'll see. Hopefully I'm right. Let's see here. Let's get to some of your if we win the toss, take it. If we win the toss, kickoff. No, kick. I'm always for kicking the ball off. Getting the ball at halftime in the second half. If you look at the Arizona game, matter of fact, last week, Arizona actually won the toss. They wanted to receive the ball first. Okay. They go down, they score. But what happens towards the end of that game? It's a 14-point swing, right? Buffalo has the ball under 2 minutes, right? 2-minute drive. They go down, they score a touchdown. We go into the half. We're down 7, right? Buffalo gets the ball right back, goes right down the field, touchdown. We're all tied up. It's a momentum swing as well. Big time momentum swing. And all your adjustments are being made too at halftime. So no, I'm good with deferring. Like if you win the toss, kick it off. Yeah. Let's see. Let's get back to this 3. Sorry about that. Just checking all the time. So it's 7:30, guys, right now. We're still good to go. I'm going to get out of here about 15, 20 minutes. All right. Start better. Yeah, start better. Right, yeah. While the Bills did come back after going down 17-3 against the Cardinals, you do not want to be doing that every week. Buffalo head coach Sean McDermott has to correct that. Unfortunately, there was an issue going back to 2023 as well. Told you. The Dolphins would be much more difficult team to come back against Buffalo if Buffalo goes into another 17-3 hole early. And I agree. And that's what I said in the beginning of the podcast as well. You don't want to get down like you did last week against the Dolphins, right? They are a high-powered offense. And, yeah, it would be tough to come back, right, from that kind of deficit. Not saying we couldn't, but being on the road, down 17-3 against a much better offense than the Cardinals. Let's be real. Much better offense than the Cardinals. Way more weapons, way more speed. Getting down like that would be it would be tough to climb back from because the defense is not going to hold them to 3 in the second half like they did Arizona. That's it. These are just facts, guys. Okay. So if that happens, I will say this. If the defense, like I said earlier, if the defense just cannot get the Dolphins off the field and the Dolphins are scoring at will, boy, we better hope the Buffalo Bills offense is just clicking and we're doing a shootout. And it's whoever has last possession at the end of the game. Right? But I don't see that being the case. Okay. Sean McDermott has done a very good job defensively against the Miami Dolphins. I would say the only time that he's had a kind of a tough game and we still won was the playoffs when they had their third string quarterback in there. And it was a nail biter. Other than that, I feel like, the Buffalo Bills defense has done a very good job against their offense. So I'm not overly concerned. I believe in McDermott's defense. They know the Dolphins very well. They know how to play Tua very well. But listen, at the end of the day, Tua is going to get his. Tyreek Hill's going to get his. It's just how much are they going to get, right? Don't let them limit. We've done a great job of limiting Tyreek Hill. I will say that as well. He hasn't really killed us. He's gotten his, but nothing crazy. Let's not have Tyreek Hill just destroy us, right? Let's do what we continue to do. Now, I will say this. It is new guys back there. We don't have Poyer. We don't have Hyde, right? There's no Matt Milano. So there is a little bit of a difference in this game compared to years past. I will say that as well. I got to be real. Okay? So that could play a factor in this game for sure. Dorian Williams at linebacker. There's a lot of new pieces to this defense. Let's just hope they're up for it tonight. Because I got to say, too, in that Arizona game towards the end, boy, Marvin Harrison Jr. was wide open. Walk-in, touchdown. Easy peasy. We lose that game. I'm telling you. We lose that game. We got lucky. And we escaped because he was wide open. Rasul Douglas got beat. He got tricked, he got fooled, whatever happened. He slipped up, and luckily DeMar just did not see him. So we can't afford to have that tonight. You cannot afford to have Tyreek Hill busted coverage. You can't. They will take it with ease. Get Tyreek Hill open field. You're done. You're toast. So Once again, Rasul Douglas, Christian Benford, Cam Lewis, play these guys physical. They're all speed, but they don't like that physicality. I'm telling you guys, that's how we've beaten them in the past. That's how you need to play them. All right. And you got to get to Tua. You got to get to Tua. You got to rattle Tua. You all seen what Tua is when he gets rattled. He don't look too good. Go back to every game, that Tua has played bad. Like, it's mainly teams getting after him, and he just gets rattled and starts making some terrible decisions. Terrible. I mean, look at the Tennessee game from last year. All they were doing was just bringing the smoke, and he had no answer, bro. He had no answer. He looked like a deer in headlights. I'm telling you, get after him. Play physical. You got it. All right, let's get to the next. Let Josh cook. Remember that? We were all talking about that last year. Y'all remember that, right? I know y'all remember that, right? Let Josh cook. We talked about that last year when Ken Dorsey was offensive coordinator. And Josh Allen was not the Josh Allen we knew, right? It was, and I got to say, too, I'm telling y'all right now, it wasn't all on Ken Dorsey. I believe that was McDermott and Ken Dorsey's plan from the jump. That was their plan all off season. And I understand that they want to keep Josh Allen upright. They want to keep him clean, no, injury free. But that's not how Josh Allen rolls, man. Josh Allen's a different type of quarterback. He's a beast. You got to let him be him. You can't handcuff this dude. That's not what it's about. Now, on the flip side, Josh Allen also has to realize that there's times to slide. There's time to take chances. There's time to take off. Like, got to be a little bit smarter with the ball. You saw it last week, holding the ball too long. Stuff like that, Josh has to be better at. But other than that, nah, man. Listen, man, you don't get these quarterbacks often. These quarterbacks do not come around often. Use them to their ability. Use everything they have in their arsenal to win a game. Of course you do. You do not handcuff this type of player. So I think Sean McDermott learned that real quick after Ken Dorsey was fired. And I think that's what you saw when Joe Brady took over. Like, he was like, all right, you know what? Look, man, we're about to miss the playoffs. We're about to miss the playoffs. And this offense is not having fun. And Josh Allen is clearly not having a good time out there. The offense is stale. And I believe McDermott just told Brady, yeah, man, just let's go back to letting Allen be a little bit more free. Let's take the handcuffs off. And you saw that the very next game. I think it was the first play on offense, Josh Allen takes off 25-yard run. It's the way it goes, man. And I'm not saying don't run the ball, I'm not saying all that. Don't use your running backs. I'm just saying you got to let Josh be Josh. That's it. And he will understand. Josh is a smart guy. He's going to understand what he can and cannot do, as a quarterback. Like, anyways, Bills quarterback Josh Allen saves his best games for the Dolphins for whatever reason. Running back James Cook can cook any other time, but Allen should be the one doing so this week. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Allen is 10-2 in his career against the Dolphins. And one of those losses includes a drop from former Bills tight end Charles Clay early in his career. I know you remember that. I know you guys remember that. Hell of a play by Josh Allen. Charles Clay dropped it in the end zone. Anyways, the other involves sun-level heat on Buffalo sideline. Y'all remember that too. But that's no excuse. I'm not going to give that as an excuse, by the way. Sucks. It's hot. But, hey, that's their environment. Just like our environment is. Most of the time, it's shitty and snowy and raining and windy. I'm not going to go with that whole heat thing. Listen, a home field advantage is home field advantage. We lost that game fair and square. Okay. Furthermore, Allen averages 280 passing yards per game and over 3 scores in these outings. The Bills averaged 32.9 points per game as a team. Just unleash Allen. Yeah. Right? Yeah. 10-2. And I told you guys, I don't talk smack. That's not what I do. But facts are facts. The Buffalo Bills have owned the Miami Dolphins since Josh Allen has become the starting quarterback of the Buffalo Bills. What more? It's not trash talking when it's the truth. Just like the Buffalo Bills have lost four straight Super Bowls. Okay? That's the truth. That's the reality. I get it. Like, because I'm just waiting for a Dolphin fan to comment, right? Send me a comment for this. Or, the Buffalo Bills won Super Bowl. I get it. It's a reality. But it's also a reality that y'all haven't won a playoff game since 2002. It's also a reality that the Buffalo Bills continue to win the AFC East 4 straight seasons, going on 5. It's also a reality that Dolphins and Jets do not finish the season strong. Right? Come on now. It's also a reality that y'all been picked to win the division all but 1 year that I remember. And y'all fail every time. It ain't talking trash. It's just reality, bro. It's reality. So tonight's going to be a hella game. I think it's going to be a war. Well, let the best team win. That's it. But I'm going to tell you this too. It's a long-ass season. Long season. It's a marathon. Injuries happen. Off-field shit happens. Teams just, lose their ways, right? Get in a funk. This is what happens during the course of a season. It's how you can bounce back from all that stuff. And the Buffalo Bills have proven time and time again that they can bounce back from that stuff and win the AFC East and go into the playoffs. Now, the playoffs, totally different story, guys. Totally different story when the Buffalo Bills get in the playoffs. But that's for playoff talk. We're in regular season mode right now. Regular season mode. And regular season mode is the Buffalo Bills have owned the AFC East. Plain and simple. So y'all see, by the way, y'all saw what the Jets did week 1, right? Y'all saw what the Jets did, right? Come on now. All that hype, all that talk. Aaron Rodgers back. 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers is back. He's going to lead this team, this mighty defense, which, by the way, gave up a shit ton of yards on the ground. You would think McCaffrey ran for all those yards. Nope. Backup running back. They got worked. Now, listen, it's week 1. I get it. They can bounce back. It's a long season, like I said. But that's why I tell fan bases, man, chill out. Calm down. Talking shit. Talking smacks is not always the best thing to do. Let's wait to see how the season plays out before you get running into your mouth. I had an Arizona Cardinals fan, by the way, guys. Had a Cardinals fan comment me after my pregame Sunday. So I just got into my living room to watch the Buffalo Bills play. I mean, game time is like 5 minutes away. And boom, notification. I look. And it's like this guy talking trash. Oh, Buffalo's going down. Right? And I'm like, I told him, okay, man. I said, look, I don't talk trash, bro. I'll tell you what. I'm going live post-game, right? Win or lose. That's the one thing about me and Mikey. Win or lose, we are always here to talk about the game. No excuses, by the way. We just tell you how it went and tell you the truth. So I told him, see you after the game. Then what does he do? I get a Josh Allen fumbles. Right. I get a ring notification. Oh, Allen fumbled. Typical Allen. Woo-wee. I don't even respond. I don't respond. No need to respond. I know my team. I know Josh Allen. You think that's going to happen the whole rest of the game? Come on now. You don't think the Buffalo Bills are going to bounce back against the Cardinals? A team that they should have beat, which they did beat. But I waited. I was patient. And y'all see the ending result to that game, right? And I went live. He wasn't live, but I will give him credit. I'll give him this. He did comment me and say, congratulations on the win. The Cardinals blew it. Though he didn't give it to, he's still, the Cardinals blew it. And that's all good. I told him, man, hey, being humble and victory and defeat is a good thing. Great thing. I always try to stay humble, man. I can get excited. I can be happy about a victory, but I try to be as humble as I can be. And a lot of people don't know how that works. And yeah. Anyways, I just went rambling on. I apologize. And I'm watching my I'm watching my viewers go from like 50 down to 21. Hey man, it's pregame. I'm by myself. I'm solo. I do these things. Sometimes I got a co-host rocking with me, like a guest co-host. Like last week I had Jarek. But when you do this thing solo, man, you just gotta ride it out, bro. Roy, Charles Clay didn't drop the ball, never got to him. It was tad short. He had his hands on it, bro. He should have got it. He was wide open, bro. Come on now. Come on, Roy. Are you Charles Clay's cousin, bro? Stop. Charles Clay, wide open, could have came to, even if it was a tad short. There was nobody by Charles Clay, bro. Come on, bro. Don't even go there. That'd be like saying giving an excuse last year on Stephon Diggs' drop in the playoffs when it hit him right in the fucking chest, in the hand. Oh, well, I thought I saw like a little bit of wind kind of push the ball and it moved the ball a little bit. And then, if Josh would have just put it just a little, maybe just a little bit softer touch. Stop. Charles Clay fucked that up. Come on now. But whatever. Who cares? That was a bum-ass season anyways, right? It was a terrible season. 2018. Anyway, I think it was 2018. We weren't going anywhere anyways. I'm just throwing that out there. That was a hell of a play by a young Josh Allen, right? A guy just throwing the rock, running like a madman, right? But he made an attempt that Charles Clay could have definitely got. Anyways, the sun got yes, son. I can't see. Anyways, what time is it right now, folks? 7:50. 7:40. Let me see here. So game time is 8:15, guys. 7:45. You know what? I'll get one more thing in. I wasn't going to do it, but we got time. Man. So let me bop this on the screen real quick. Let's bop this on the screen. Because y'all my friends, y'all my boys and my girl. By the way, I don't know if y'all saw it in the beginning, but boy, Shannon Sharp, huh?
You lose it, you never win.
Oh, boy!
That stuff is
Yes!
Yeah, isn't that a story, guys? That is, that's an interesting one. Anyways, let's get to this. Bills and Dolphins, 7 things to watch for week 2. All right, let's get to it. 7 things to watch for. We'll get to this thing quick. Rotating the D line. Bills head coach Sean McDermott is known to cycle through the defensive linemen throughout games to keep the pass rush fresh, given the humidity expected in Miami, which, by the way, I am from South Florida, Fort Lauderdale. I've lived in Fort Lauderdale. I lived in Hialeah, Florida as well, which is basically Miami. And it is humid as fuck, and it is terrible. The humidity there is just god-awful. I can't stand it. I'm in Michigan now, thank God. And by the way, it's still hot as hell right now because it's still in September. But I cannot. The humidity is still not even close to what it is in Miami. Terrible. Anyways, back to it. So sparing the D line and bringing in fresh bodies should bode well for the Bills. Against Arizona in Week 1, Ed Oliver, Greg Rousseau, and Daquan Jones played around 75 to 80% of snaps. But I would expect those numbers to dip a bit. It should be a big opportunity for Von Miller to build on his Week 1. And the Bills would be delighted to get impactful snaps from edge rushers A.J. Epinesa and Casey Toohill, and defensive tackles Dwayne Carter and Austin Johnson. Dwayne Smoot has been ruled out. This we know. All right, next one, because we're gonna go through a speed run on this. Disguising coverage. Look at Sean McDermott. Loves clapping his hands. He's a hand clapper. Dolphins quarterback Tua I can't even never pronounce the name. Dolphins quarterback Tua play style is largely based on timing and anticipation. I told you guys that in the beginning. He gets the ball out quickly and throws into windows before receivers make their breaks. That's why you have to play physical with these receivers. Throw their timing off. The Bills disguising coverage and bailing out into a different look as the ball snap will be a factor in the game. Anything that could throw Tua off for just half a second can make a major impact on the outcome of the game. McDermott and DC Bobby Babich have the aggressiveness and creativity to potentially make things difficult for Miami's offense. All right, next one. Dalton Kincaid. Tight end Dalton Kincaid held just one catch last week on 2 targets. Many Bills fans and fantasy players were upset by his usage. But if you look on the film, the Cardinals were blanketing Kincaid in coverage for much of the game. We'll be watching to see how the Dolphins approach covering Kincaid. Everyone in Western New York would like to see him get going. But if he's being taken out of the game by the defense, then the Bills have a plethora of options to target. Exactly what Joe Brady wants to happen. Cam Lewis at nickel. Lewis, a University at Buffalo product, stepped up big time against Arizona after Teron Johnson left the game early due to a forearm injury. Given how much Johnson means to the defense, things could easily have fallen apart if Lewis wasn't ready to play Sunday. But he looked stellar in the run game, posting a PFF run defense grade of 75.9 and allowed a passer rating of just 81.3 when targeted. The nickel role in the Bills defense needs to tackle like a linebacker, and Lewis proved he could. He was second on the team with 10 tackles on Sunday, trailing only Terrell Bernard who had 11. All right, next up, Dolphins running game. It's no secret that Mike McDaniel loves to run the ball, and it's a big reason why they were one of the best offenses in the NFL last year. But last week, they failed to be effective on the ground. They averaged 3.2 yards per carry in their Week 1 win over Jacksonville. This week, running back Raheem Mostert has already been ruled out with injury. A-Chain is questionable, but he's not. He will play in this game. Osiris Torrance. According to PFF, Bills right guard Osiris Torrance posted the worst offensive performance on the team Sunday with a grade of 35.1. In 2023, his grade was 54.9 on average. If the Bills don't have an elusive quarterback and a couple of stellar offensive tackles, then it could have been a major problem. Luckily for the second-year player, the veterans had his back in Week 1. Come Week 2, the Bills would like to see more consistency at right guard. Josh's left hand. I'd be remiss not to mention Josh Allen's hand injury. Although the Bills and Allen weren't overly concerned, it's still a new thing for Allen to wear a glove and have his fingers taped on his left hand. The center quarterback exchange handoffs to the right side and handling hits and falls are things to monitor. We are used to seeing Allen's Scali play through many injuries, which he will on Thursday, but a busted hand cannot be comfortable. All right, that's the end of that article. So, guys, back to the chat. All that is true. All that is true. Those are good takeaways. Josh, man, I am curious if they do limit Josh Allen on runs, right? Because of the hand injury. I would definitely monitor that, but I think he'll be okay. And Osiris Torrance. Love Osiris Torrance. That's another guy I got right. I said the Bills should draft Osiris Torrance well before the draft, and they did just that. He is a beast. He will get better. He made a mistake. It is what it is. Roy, did he break his hand? No. So, Banged Up Bills, who does a great job on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it now. He usually he's a doctor, whatever. He kind of looks at photos and video clips and kind of does his own, hey, this is probably what the case is. So there is a good photo of that when Josh Allen fell, his elbow basically went between his fingers. He basically, I would say it's more of not a hand. It looks like almost like he sprained his fingers. If from what they're saying. So I think it's more of a fingers thing than a hand thing because his elbow went between his fingers. So I think he jammed up his fingers or sprained his fingers really bad. Who knows? He could have fractured a finger. But luckily for us, it's his left hand. He'll be all right. It's probably something he's just going to have to play through, a little bit of pain. But yeah, I don't think he broke his hand. I think it's something with his fingers, and that's why. I think they put the glove on a certain way, and like certain fingers are out of the glove or something like that. So, but yeah, I don't think it's his hand. I think it's something with his fingers. So, but I'm not overly concerned about that. I think what we should be concerned mostly about tonight is our safeties, Cam Lewis at nickel, and our linebackers. Like, honestly, I think offensively we will be just fine. So let's hope our safeties can step up. Let's hope DeMar is what we think he can be. I'm still on the fence with DeMar. I like him. I'm rooting for him. I don't know if he's really ready to take on this role, but McDermott does, and he's the head coach. And if he feels he is, then I'm all for it, right? So let's see what happens, man. It sucks, like I said, once again, that we're missing key players once again, but this is how the NFL works, man. Injuries happen, bro. I mean, look at Green Bay. They lost their quarterback right away. Now, mind you, it's not for the season, but still, you'll probably miss anywhere from what they're saying, up to 4 weeks. Could be anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. That's brutal, right? That is brutal. So they better hope that Malik Willis can go win them at least maybe 2 games out of the 4 if he misses 4. Man, brutal. So injuries happen. So I'm not gonna sit here and cry about that. It's the name of the game, man. So anyways, guys, we will be here post game. It's already scheduled. Hit the notification bell if you haven't already. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Y'all know the deal, man. So anyways, Bills Mafia, let's go get these Dolphins, man. Be loud, be proud. We got this. Bills Mafia, I love you. And as always, go Bills. I'm out of here. Peace.